この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I am here this Thursday morning for Carole and Tuesday, episode 6, I believe. Checking 6. Episode 6. Last time on Carole and Tuesday, our girls went and had their first gig. What's her face? I just forgot her name. The girl who was a model and an idol type person who's getting into music also went and did a performance for an investor type. Some interesting stuff happened with the brother who showed up outside the bar where they were performing and seems to have noticed his sister in there and seems to have left her be. So perhaps disobeying his mother in order to allow her to pursue her dreams. I hope that we get some more insight into him and who he is and their relationship, anything like that. If we just leave it where it is, that's totally fine. It seems pretty cool and sweet, but it would be nice to expand upon that a little bit and get a clearer picture of his motivations and his seeming care for his sister. That would be great. But we did a nice gig. It was pretty cool. And then the proprietor of the establishment got a phone call and handed it over to Gus, and he made a shocked face, and then we got cliffhanged. Okay, interesting. One other interesting thing that I wanted to mention, because I just thought of it over the course of the week, sort of just popped in my head. There's just an interesting contrast between the way that, I still don't remember her name, Model Girl and our two main characters end up moving forward. And that contrast happens in the writing of the song. And I think that's an interesting point in the last episode, is that when she's got something important to do, Tao just sort of hands her this little headset thing and has her memorize a song in the drive over to where she's going to be performing it. Whereas Carole and Tuesday, when they hear that they've got a performance, they've got a gig to do, they look at each other and go, let's write a new song. Yeah, that'll be awesome. That'll be so much fun. It's just a not so subtle difference in the approach that each of them takes. And while Carole and Tuesday are sort of burgeoning with creativity, she's just taking what's given to her and putting her own brand on it, if you will. So I thought that was interesting, and it falls in line with some of the other stuff that I've been thinking and talking about for the series. In any case, we had a cliffhanger last time. As for the phone call, I assume it's got to be some kind of like somebody in the music industry has caught wind of this thing going on. If it's something big and negative, then that could work too, as like a source of conflict. But I feel like it's going to be a positive thing, like a next step, a next door opens up because of the way that they performed at this club. But I don't know. We'll see. I've got episode 6 up and ready to go, so without further ado, let's hop on into it. As I said, it's up and ready to go. It's at 0 seconds. There will be multiple versions of this reaction video as usual. Picture-in-picture version with the video up there in the description down there. Timer-based version, which is what you're watching right now on YouTube. Discussion at the end. Beep beep timer at the beginning for syncing up with your own media if you want to go that way. And that beep beep timer will go right here. Okay, classic. God, that cut's awesome. Good question. Life is a carnival. Okay. Negotiation. Oh, perfect. Okay, so it is another door opening. No. That's nuts. Ah, okay. Ah, okay. No. Because yeah, Artigan will be there, and I'm wondering, will the other girl be there as well? Are they her backup? Joshua? Jesus, they've got listicles. I guess those haven't died out in the future. Seems like a smart guy. Okay. Yeah. Hmm. All right. Still an opportunity. Oh, that is some short notice. That's some real short notice. Stop holding us in suspense. Tuesday's broken. We broke her. Got any of those? Yeah. All right then. Good morning. All right. Oh, it's like Burning Man. Okay, so this is a big music festival. I see, I see. All right. Love you guys. His voice doesn't seem to be weird anymore. He Artigan. Yeah. Is he talking to Roddy? He's talking to himself in the mirror. This freaking guy. Who am I? Oh, yeah. Okay, so it's mirrored. He's so up his own ass. It's perfect. DJ Artigan. Where all this AI are. It's a big op. Shit. But is he sober? Or, the right level of drunk? Oh, he's wasted. And he got in a bar fight recently. Maybe don't do that. Yeah. Yeah. All right, so they're going to get to perform. We'll see. Oh, that's a song by the band? Okay. Didn't know that. It's pretty likely that you're going to be playing. What? Nah. Running, 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 running. And yeah, no way. Just don't look on stage when Okay. Hi. Huh? What did we just walk into? What did we just walk into? Hi. You seen the video? Nice. Ooh, I just got a little chill. Not a creepy chill, but like a cool shit just happened chill. So he's saying, you got it, don't lose it. You got that spark, girls. I like this guy a lot. But that was terrifying. Okay. Is that Crystal? Avoiding her face. So they've got history. It's your song? Oh. That voice from that character is a little weird, but okay. Definitely a history there. Which means this is probably the first song that we've heard besides those from Carole and Tuesday that was written by a human. Because he wrote it for her. Ah. All right. Oh my god, that's a lot of a crowd. Holy crap. Yeah, I'd be freaking out right now. What's in that bottle? Do you know what's in that bottle? Uh. 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 Did she just chug some vodka? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Ooh. Throwing shit. Oh god. I guess Joshua's back. And Screamo, eh? Well. And he's gonna fall down the stairs. Did he just fall down the stairs? Oh. Rip. Aww. Damn. Is that Crystal? Bam. Oh. Oh. Good try, Gus. Good try. Will Crystal go on next? Let's come back with our own names on the poster. Yeah. That's gotta be Crystal. Yep, there she is. I wonder if it'll be a response in some way. I think it is. Phoenix. Rise from the ash. Oh. Okay. This was a great episode. And I mean that like capital G great. From where I sit, at least. Maybe other people have their own opinions, but I think this is one of my favorite episodes of this show so far. And I'll try to explain why. So, the first thing that happened in this episode, not chronologically, but the first thing that I want to touch on is that we turned our attention kind of away from Carole and Tuesday a little bit. While they are active in the episode and doing stuff, I don't think that they're the stars of the episode. I think that title goes to Skip and Crystal. I think it's Skip. Is his name Skip? If his name isn't Skip, I'm sorry. The dude who played a song for Crystal. The guitarist. I think that they're the stars of the episode. And I think that the story that the episode tells of unrequited love and sort of a romance that maybe never was or maybe fell apart, and the sort of longing from both sides of that. With two like cuts of insert song and a few bits of characterization, I feel deeply for both of those people. Something about music that enables conveyance of emotion really effectively, and I think that they nailed it in terms of making us feel for these characters who we've never met before and who could be one-off, honestly. But I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. So, as far as our main ongoing running characters go, I think this was the first minor stumbling block. A lot of things have sort of lined up for the MCs and gone really well. Like they managed to find a gig, and then the gig just happens to roll over into another gig. It's they happen to run into Gus, who can help them along their way. Stuff like that. It's all been going rather swimmingly, with the exception of like Idea being a jerk of a music video director, and they wasted a little bit of time on that, but that's not so bad. But here they're pretty much set up to fail from the outset. We hear Hefner and Gus talking about how people probably won't be super happy if Omega or whatever doesn't perform, and these random two girls who have a totally different style are just thrown up on stage instead. And they're right; it doesn't work out. They have to deal with rejection from the largest crowd they've ever performed for, and that's really rough. So it's a bit of a stumbling block for them, but they get through it through a new connection that they made with Crystal, who takes their mind right off of it and says some really heartwarming stuff. And so does Skib. He gives them some awesome advice, like, y'all, you have the spark, hold on to it, don't let the bright lights and the fame and fortune and stuff get in the way of doing you. That's a cool sentiment, and I like it a lot. What else? There was something else. There were a couple of other things. Okay, so let's talk about Skip and uh, the two scenes that we first see him in. Because we see him. I'm gonna count it as call it like 4 scenes that we see him in. The first is when Carole and Tuesday are running from Artigan, and they duck into this little doorway, and they run into this kind of scary situation. From their perspective, they don't know what to expect here. And I think that this is a great misdirect, like a mislead, because we hop into this place, everybody is kind of confrontational, and the way that the camera follows the action in the room is almost like you just walked into a mafia den and you might have screwed up, because we're seeing it from the girl's perspective, and they're scared right now. They don't know what's going on. But it is a mislead, and this big scary guy who cuts an imposing shape and stands far above them looking down recognizes them from the video and then dishes out some helpful and friendly advice. I want to make something like this, but they eventually lose sight of that. And I wonder who he's talking about here. I wonder if he's thinking about himself. Maybe. Maybe. And this is the second scene that we see him in. He walks up the stairs, and there's something in the way that this character is animated, and in the way he holds himself, the way he holds his weight, as if he's perpetually sighing. He's sort of got a melancholy about him. And it seems to be more than just being reserved, but like somber. The way we shoot this scene, we've already been introduced to the idea that Crystal will be here. So when we see these fancy schmancy legs, I immediately thought Crystal. Then we stay away from showing her face, and they're positioned. Well, it's pretty straightforward. She's well above him, and he's climbing up. And he says, "Be there for the first song. It's your song." She doesn't respond. She just walks away. Then we cut straight to him on stage playing. We've got another instance of the CG guitar being melded with 2D animation, and again, it looks pretty good. The only weird thing here was that I don't feel like his singing voice matches his character voice, if that makes sense. But the song is super heartfelt. Expressing a lost love. She's almost elven, and in fact, she's got the pointy ears and everything, too. Interesting. Nothing feels the same because there's no one like you. You're the one that got away. An unrequited love. And when he's playing, that sort of sobriety to his stance and his walk and his mannerisms goes away. It's as though he's burying himself and expressing openly everything that he feels. And then when the song ends, there. This moment where he lets his shoulders down, he falls back into it. As if like, I got it out. That's really cool. So there doesn't seem to be any major effect from her chugging the for Joshua only beverage. I mean, she yells and runs out onto stage like she's instantly inebriated, but then they play fine, and it doesn't actually seem to have any effect. So I don't know why that was a thing. Like we have a few cuts of her looking funky. I thought that this was going to have we were going to have Tuesday like have a freak out on stage and end up doing some screamo or something to try to appease the fans of that. Sort of almost like Zombieland Saga, if anything. Like we're in front of a bunch of metal lovers, let's do a metal show. I thought that would have been funny, but they didn't, because that's not the point. The point of this isn't to have Carole and Tuesday succeed, it's that they have to fail. And so they do. So they play the Dancing Laundry and get pretty much booed off stage, but are sort of rescued by the appearance of a very inebriated, fearing bugs Joshua. Something that I wanted to mention. When they are playing the Dancing Laundry, the version that we've heard of this song before was rather well produced. Pretty tight and clean. The version that they play here sounds like it's played in a live venue. There's this chaininess to the guitar, and there's a bit of reverberation from the big speakers that are out there. It's not quite clean. It's not super well like mixed. The balance between the instruments and the vocals is a little off. Yeah, it's like a live performance, and I think they nailed the feel of that, and that's really cool. I always appreciate that. All right, so then Joshua appears and starts screaming, and they just walk away. And man, that sucks. This is the worst, right? This is the shit. Sucks. But then their idol is there to comfort them and tells them, you did a good. You both did a good. There's gonna be some good stuff from this. You're gonna touch some people, and that's what counts. So they get over it. And then she goes up on stage and sings her own song, which is kind of a counterpoint. I wouldn't call it... Okay, so I think I said earlier, I might have intimated that both of them, it's a mutual, like, unrequited love type thing, but her song doesn't really fit that. It's talking about heartbreak, and how... But actually, I find her song weird, because it talks about her and another, and it's heavily implied that that other was Skip. But then their broken hearts together made an unbreakable whole. Seemed to be the theme of the song, but it has been broken, right? It's hard to read. Yeah, I wonder what that is. The stuff about wasn't ready for you because I didn't want to fall so hard seems more like a direct answer to Skip, like, we can't be together because I'm not emotionally ready for that. It's too real. Two hearts, four broken pieces. That's who we were before. Somehow we fit together, now we're unbreakable. Yeah, it's weird to sing a song about an unbreakable relationship when the context is that we know that their relationship has been broken. But a phoenix lands on her. Universal symbol of change and rebirth, right? So there's something there. I do hope that these characters come back and return because I like Skip a lot, and uh, I mean the scene where Crystal walks up to them and hugs them and says some stuff almost got me. Like it almost got me. That was really sweet, really sweet. So this was a cool experience, and I think it'll be a learning experience for Carole and Tuesday. They did jump from a 10-person gig to thousands and thousands packed into this festival stage. So that was maybe a little ambitious. Might have to tone it back a little bit, take a step backward, and go at a reasonable pace. But we'll have to find out next time. So I'm going to wrap it up. I think I've said everything that I wanted to. If you've got any thoughts about any of the stuff that I've talked about or things that I haven't, throw them down below. I'd love to hear and read them. If you have any theories or thoughts about Skip and Crystal, that would be cool. If they made an impression or an impact on you, I'd love to hear about it and hear what you think. That would be cool. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up. I've been Teeaboo. I've been Teeaboo. Forget your own name. I've been Teeaboo. This has been Carole and Tuesday, episode 6. I hope that you've enjoyed it as much or more than I have, and I hope to catch you next week in the next one. Peace.